caught onto Jenny Lewis's solo work quite recently, and in retrospect, The Voyager would definitely be on my year-end list for 2014. I think it's a really good singer-songwriter album. And On the Line is a pretty solid follow-up to that album. I wouldn't really say the album strikes me in any particular way, aside from a few tracks that I think are really good. But overall, I think it's a solid singer-songwriter album that's definitely worth your time. These kind of albums, I feel, are like tailor-made for very specific indie singer-songwriter type people who love their music to just have pretty straightforward instrumentation. And while that is the case for this album, I do think quite a good few jamming tunes come out of this. But the main thing I think I focus on with these types of albums is, yes, of course you need a good tune at the core of the song, but are the lyrics anything noteworthy? Are the lyrics special in any particular way? And I feel like this album here just doesn't really have much of a striking lyrical arc to it. A track like Dogwood is a pretty simple ballad type song, a very piano based track that's focusing on love. A few times on the track she says, so that you can prove love is not enough for you, there's nothing I can do because I fell in love with you. Just that kind of like very banal way of approaching these types of love songs. And it's not a particularly bad song, I just think for a ballad it doesn't really do anything particularly all that exciting for me. A few tracks reference like you know, heavy drinking and having good times and stuff like that, and there's even one track where she says she's like a party clown. I mean, they're not particularly bad songs, but I just think for from a lyrical standpoint, I'm just not really grasping all that much here. But they're all very well crafted songs. They're good indie rock jams, like Red Bull and Hennessy is a great tune, even if the idea of Red Bull and Hennessy to me is... oh god, that sounds gross. Who could drink that? A track like Little White Dove actually has this bare instrumentation, which I think really works for Jenny Lewis's attitude here. There's just something quite stompy and like kind of like what's the word, adolescent about the song. There's this like punkish attitude to it, the way she's singing, even if the lyrics themselves don't match it, but I just really like the way her voice comes across on this one. She's got a lot of character and attitude, which I think drags these songs up a lot higher than your average indie rock song, which so far I know I've been quite negative on the album, but honestly this is pretty much a decent album. On the Line is a great track, which reminds me quite a bit of something Sharon Van Etten would do on her latest album, or even previous albums as well. Wasted Youth is another track that I like quite a bit as well. It has a really good chorus, even if again the lyrical arc of the track is pretty generic, perhaps for someone who's a bit older talking about their youth. Pretty much something we've seen done quite a bit before, but at least again the songs are sounding good. So yeah, overall just a good album here. I mean, I think for me personally, I just want a little bit more out of my singer-songwriter albums than what I'm getting here, but there's no way you could possibly go wrong with checking out a Jenny Lewis album, or even some of the older material that she had with her band Rilo Kiley. Some people would probably argue her best work was written back in those days in the 2000s, but you cannot go wrong with this album here either. But yeah, it's a good album. It's a 6 out of 10 from me. Jenny Lewis brings a lot of character to the songs that she writes, and I recommend this. Check it out. Thank you for watching my review. If you have any thoughts on this, then do let me know as well. Have a good day. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.